Hello, kittens. Where's the kittens? Here's one. Are you guys all sleeping in that tube? Yep. There's Jyoti behind the contact rings. Yes, I hear you. I see Nigel underneath the bookcase there. And Violet under the other bookcase. Hi, Ioke. Come here, Violet. I'm gonna be going all MacGyver in a couple minutes. I'm gonna be picked up some stuff from Lowe's. I'm gonna try to run the air that's coming out of the air purifier to the front of the computer where it pulls the air in. The computer's only been live for a week, not even a week, and there's already a layer of litter dust on the intake vents. It's warmed up in here. Actually, I think I'm gonna go MacGyver later. And I'm gonna move the computer out. It's acting like a space heater and heating up the room. Let's see what the temperature is. Yep, it's 80 degrees. What? I'll show you what I prepared for it. I have a valve cover for an exhaust outside the house for a dryer exhaust vent with the flap removed that will go on top of the exhaust from the air purifier. And I got a tube that extends the gutter pipes down the side that you can run water away from your house. Got one of those that goes flat, that it will, so no kittens can get in it. And then it'll go, now take it over on top of the computer, and then some rubber matting that lines cabinets for dishes and stuff to wrap around it, so that it's only fresh air, fresh clean air going into the front of the computer. Maybe once it cools off. Because it was nice and comfortable earlier and went up. Just because I'm not petting you doesn't mean you can go eat. If chat is not working for you, some people are reporting that chat is acting up on some cams but not other. Go to the URL on your browser. This is on the computer, and find the www.youtube.com. Replace the www with gaming, GAMING, and that version shows uses a different chat engine. People that had issues reports that fixed it. What? I will be clearing out the vents, so got a can of canned air. I guess first I'll go ahead and lay down and get small for Jody. She's relaxed behind me. She's like stretching out. She's not relaxed now. She's like, you just got long and untrapped. When she relaxes, she'll flop over on her side. The gaming mode will also, if you like watching kitten cams full screen, the gaming mode will probably be more to your liking because the video can get bigger. I forgot to bring in that second tower. Oh well. She just slow blinked me. We don't have her leukemia test back yet. There was an error in the test, so I had to take her back up today to get another blood draw. So we should have results this weekend. You want some of this? Belly rubs is over. Nigel is still over there. He's kind of like watching me through half closed eyes. Nigel's warming up to me, but he just won't come to me. Not yet. I could pull him out from underneath the bookcase and sit him down on the ground in front of me. He won't like being moved, but he quickly relaxes once I get to rubbing his ear. Where are you going? Let's try it with you facing me this time. I think that they've had wet food. In fact, Violet had wet food today. I'll tell that story in a minute. So Violet was done with her blood draw, and they took her to the office for me. But I was out being introduced to somebody else in another building, and so they left her there on the desk, which is fine. I'm gonna speak slowly for the CC'er. Right now, there's two people in that office, right in that room, and the other one was out running an errand, and she ran into one of the volunteers that had just dropped off food to the cats in that room. So she told the volunteer told the office lady that she fed all three cats, and the office lady was like, wait a minute, we only have two cats in there. So she rushed back to the room, and when she went in there, she found Violet with a little bowl of wet food, just chowing down. It was taken away at that point, but Violet enjoyed it. It was it was hyperallergenic food, so it was perfectly fine for her to eat. Yeah, Joe T is having a drink right now. She just laid down near the cam. I did get their fecal results back, and it's negative. So if the leukemia test comes back negative, Cougar will be visiting this weekend. But if it comes back positive, the shelter will want to separate Violet from the rest of the kittens. The standard protocol. The snap test showed a faint positive, but those snap tests are really sensitive, and they can throw false positives. I'm fairly confident that it was a false positive because her 2 litter mates also tested negative. Or both tested negative. The rock is there to hold the corner of the blanket down. The rock is called, the name for the rock is Rocky. Let me show you how I plan to do the air funnel. See, here we have exhaust vent for a dryer, which will go on top of the exhaust for the air purifier is on top. So this would, I would take this down there, air would flow through here, and then I would use this, which is kind of like a thick rubber, to wrap around here and then wrap around the front of the computer, so that the air the computer is pulling in is clean, doesn't have any litter dust. But even though I'm not doing that this time, it does not mean you guys don't get to enjoy me going all MacGyver. Because we still have this. Somebody pooped. Ooh, that was a stinky poop. Yeah, I'm hoping that she's negative. I'm really hoping. But if she is positive, she will go to another foster care provider, and she still will be available for adoption. But if she is not adopted, she will go to a room at the shelter dedicated to leukemia cats. And that room has a huge outdoor area, like a gigantic patio, literally about the size of a house. Small house, yeah. Like a small house built in the mid 80s. Not the houses nowadays, Cracker Jack houses. This is an LED light bar. When I go to replace the one that's currently on. That one's too yellow. It's too warm. This is more of a daylight. And there goes Hazel. She climbs up to the top of the fence and then jumps over to the purifier, to the top of the computer, and then down. It looks like fluorescent, but it's LED. When I bought this, the label on the tag said that it had a plug. But, so I didn't bother looking here to see that it did not. So I'm going to add a plug. Okay, I'm seeing a small problem. Okay, that'll work. And the leukemia cannot be transferred to humans. There are some things that can transfer from cats to humans and vice versa. I forget what it's called. But these guys don't have it. Negative, positive, ground. Suitable for damp locations. Caution. Risk of fire. She's halfway up the fence playing with one of the zip ties that's tied to the top. She's kind of like just hanging onto the fence playing. You little fuzzy dork. Okay, I thought this was plastic. It's metal, so I was going to run this inside and then have it plugged in, and then this run to the wall. It looks like I'll have to run this just outside of the case, where I would put this and then I'll tape it all down. Yeah, I definitely want the higher K. I know about the different temperatures, but the one when I bought that one, they didn't have anything that wasn't close to daylight. This is 4,000. And that one is 3,000, which is pretty yellow. I wanted 5,000, but they didn't have any. It says it's bright white, color accuracy of 80. $20 90 lumen. Yeah, if I want anything better, I have to order online. Hazel, what are you doing? A long time ago, one of my first attempts to try to keep the kittens from climbing over, I did little loops of duct tape, thinking that they hit the sticky part. They're like, ah! And there's still some of them up there. And she was like, arr, arr, arr. She stopped. Yeah, that's litter. You don't want to look at that. The tortoise got retired. They were the carpet on the outside was completely shredded, and so I retired it to my bedroom, where I retired the previously retired tortoise, which was now absolutely shredded beyond anything. If you're getting a timeout message, replace the www in the URL, like www.youtube.com. Replace it with the word gaming, G-A-M-I-N-G. And your chat should behave. That goes with any kitten cam that you're having a problem with. If you already have gaming, make it www. Sorry, Gene. Now we already have a discrepancy. Remove the heat shrink from the black, the white, and the green, but the green's already fastened down. It'd be worthy of a refund, man. Those heat shrinks do not just pull off. Let's see what they did now. They cut the insulation and pulled it down a little bit and then heat shrunk it. Kittens are taking turns on this side of the fence, or that side of the fence. Oh, there's the ground. You guys are getting pretty stealthy at getting over that fence. Texting my dad. You got my bike? Now I'm just verifying my memory on which side of the plug is negative and which side is positive. I was right. This one's negative. This one's positive. And of course a ground. Safety first. Yeah, I know a Boeing engineer too. Not the daddy. With my kitten dealer. That's Jody wrestling right next to me. I'm gonna drag Nigel out in a few. He's still underneath the bookcase. At first I read that as boring engineer instead of Boeing. Yes, I'm reading the chat. Not all the time, but I am. LED floodlights to provide cross lighting. Then the room would kind of be too bright though. Everybody's always getting on me about the room being too bright and blah blah blah. Along those notes, if you scroll down to the list of links below, I have a video there that Faith made where I showed the view from that cam and the view from that cam up there. When that cam had auto light correction disabled. From this view, it looked bright. From there, The room was dark except for in front of the cam where the backlight LED was. Actually, to catch my eye, use the ampersand foster dad John with proper case. That's the only way my phone will highlight it. I'm like the handyman in my house. I'm the only man in the house. Well, Chris is the man now too. I've been called a Renaissance man, and that I'm like, I can fix things. Good to see the two litters interacting like that. And relatively nice too. No drama. And the way you see, he did foster dad John in all lowercase. My phone won't highlight that. You have to uppercase the first letter of each word. The original name for the TARDIS tower, I have no idea. Now, Rosina, you said I can't get foster dad John to work, only the critter room. See, it highlighted foster dad John because I'm logged on as foster dad John. Do I think I have to rework the fence to keep Hazel from climbing it? There's no point. At this age, all they gotta do is realize they can jump to the top. So the only way I could do it is to make a taller fence, and then I have trouble getting over it. The purpose of the fence is not to stop the kittens from getting over it. It's to slow them down. So when I come in and they come charging, it gives me like an extra second. It's also, some people say it's a rite of passage for them to go over the fence. Ah, bugger. Oh yeah, if you're on a computer, hit the &, start typing foster dad John. You can probably get like FO, and then it'll give you a list of names. Where you can just select my name, and then boom, there it is, all typed out for you. Philly Mouse, as Violet receives the all clear, will Uncle Kruger visit? Either way, he's going to visit, but if she gets a positive result, she'll have to go to another foster care provider. So cross your fingers that it comes back negative. I'm fairly certain it will be negative just because her siblings were both negative and her test was just a faint positive. The SNAP test is very sensitive, and it does give frequent false positives. Do any of them particularly remind me of Gaia's kittens? Not really. Uncle Cougar is one of my cats. He's very non-reactive to threatening kittens and stuff like that. He'll come in here and he'll teach them how to behave around adult cats. Because if there's a mama cat in here, mama cats let them get away with murder. Things that any other cat wouldn't allow. So Cougar comes in here, he sits here, he purrs up a storm. Kitten comes up, bites his tail, bap, flattened. They try to nurse off of him, bap, flattened. Breaks out the kitten flattening paw. And the kittens stop. This is Jyoti here. You are so melodramatic. Mwah. Dramatic. Dramatic you are, mellow you ain't. She's getting fairly used to me, but she doesn't like it if I'm standing, because I suddenly get a lot bigger. Yes, I like torties. If I had a litter of torties, I'd be in heaven. She's very quiet climbing over that fence. But she has a bit of an issue because there's nothing to jump onto on that side, so she has to work her way over. Okay, I guess I have to be in active chatter for the autocomplete to work. Should work now. It only keeps my channel name always in there. See, she was fine with me being here, and then I stood up, and then she ran. Well, you just like the warm air coming out of there, don't you? Room is now up 1 degree, but I'm acclimated to the temperature now. I don't even see Violet right now. Hazel's trying to coax Jyoti out. Oh, Violet's underneath the bookcase too. Let's give this a test. Ready to quickly yank on the cable if I need to. My house did not burn down. Yay! That's a plus. I completely missed that. Let me see. I don't have fine enough control here. Chat on my phone acts up if I ever leave the YouTube app and then go back. It says half the messages are deleted, but it shows me the message in italics with a link saying view deleted message. Nothing happens if I select it. Yeah, electronics has smoke in the wires, so if you ever see the smoke coming out of the wires, that's not a good thing. It's called smoke test. There's not really smoke in the wire. That's just a joke. But the test is still legit. Are you getting sleepy? Let me go get that boy. Ow. Shoulder's been twigging on me. He's asleep, but he's about not to be. Hi, Violet. Yes? Good boy. He's in the system as a tuxedo, but he's a tuxedo cow kitty. So it can go either way. Whatever your preference is, if you adopt him. Oh, hi Spock. Spock woke up in one of my previous fosters, and he woke up from a nap, came up to the monitor and gave it some love. I love that boy. He was one of the harder kittens to adopt out. I know I haven't forgotten that I have an open invite to visit, and next time I'm up in that area, I'll give you a call. Do they know how to make a bed yet? No, we haven't gone through bed making class yet. Like tuxedos have the white on the chest, the white paws, but they usually have defined lines. Now cow kitty has like they're undefined splotches, and he's got a mix. Everybody jumped. Clear duct tape. Sorry if that's loud. And I used this type of extension cord specifically because it's tough. Flexible but tough. Before you go potty, let's scare the pee out of you by giving you loves. She's going to be really soft. Correction, she is really soft. Now, Philly Mouse, they're watching a man duct tape a light fixture and watching Kittens. Good girl, she's covering her poop. Nigel went back underneath the bookcase. He's getting more socialization time after. Okay. So there's no actual switch. I didn't think of that. Otherwise I would have wired one up. I can still do that later. This would be staying on pretty much all the time anyways. I like the design of the current one though. It's more compact. It's not trying to look like a fluorescent bulb when it's not. Here's the current one. Probably should have just ordered it online, but what fun is that? Okay. You done eating? Because I need to go over there. Actually, I'll leave those on. Oh, I'm using them. Never mind. AFK, a minute. Needed to get some large zip ties. not for kittens. I didn't think far enough ahead. This is supposed to sit against the fence like this, and that's in the way. Yeah, I'm learning as I go. Every time I do something, I evaluate what I did and how to do it better. Like having scissors on hand. Yeah, it needs to be taped to keep kittens away from the thinner wires, and reinforce the plug. I was going to have the plug inside the case itself because I was remembering that it was plastic, but it's metal. So had to improvise. I did hardwire direct to the extension cord. I bought a plug, wired it into the plug, and then put the plug into the extension cord. I'm replacing this LED light bar which is considered too warm or yellow, with one that's classified as daylight or bright white. Bottom plug doesn't like to work right. Here we go. Hazel one in the water bowl. It actually blends in pretty well with the sunlight, and it looks white. Once the sun sets, it'll become more evident. I have it shining back away from the cam so the light diffuses off the wall and then cast out from there. So it's less harsh for any tiny eyes. Hey Nigel. Guess what time it is? It's time to get dragged out from underneath the bookcase for socialization time. You know, this black patch is not really that wide. It's 2 feet wide. You don't even see that much, but it looks longer because you're looking down the length of it. Hi Violet, you want to come talk to your brother? Tell him that this is okay. Should have talked faster. Let's show everybody your belly marks. She's got white right there. That's not her locket. She's got a faint bikini mark. This is Violet. She's kind of smoky, which may be smoky coat or it may be a fever coat. If it's a fever coat, it'll turn black, like her sister. Nigel was in the fish bed. Is everybody getting sleepy? I probably will replace that with a better one, kind of like the one I had, but more daylight. It works for now. I had fun mucking with it. How would one kid get a fever coat and another? Each kitten's actually in a separate, pretty much a separate sack or a bag inside the womb. So they are isolated. At least isolated from each other, you know. I don't know the dynamics of it, what causes it, but the common belief is that mama will be sick while she's pregnant. Nigel moved, so he's open game now. I was going to leave him in the fish bed where you can see him, but you can't see him back there. This is Joti. She's really soft. Softest one of the whole bunch. And fecal came back negative. They test for more than just coccidia. Zygardia is one of the things they test for. I don't recall offhand the other things. You're doing really good, Joti. Joti. It's like her name is pronounced Joti, kind of like the name Jody, but instead of a D, it's a T. Joti. The pettings will continue until you become socialized. Okay. A fever coat is where they have like a grayish coat to them. I'll tell you what, best way you can do to explain it is go to the Critter Room on Facebook. And by the way, I posted pictures of them today. View the album Ripley's Kittens and look at the kittens towards the beginning of the album. That is a classic case of fever coat. The tabbies do not even look like they're tabby cats. Yeah, Uncle Cougar is going to come this weekend, regardless, as long as I have her test result. Not her, hers. If she's negative, we're all good. If she's positive, the shelter policy is to separate them from the rest of the litter, rest of the kittens. Good job. So she's coming along pretty well. Nigel is still resisting the socialization. But I've seen him when he sees all the other 4 kittens getting attention and purring up a storm. He started to move towards me, like he wanted to get some into that too, but then he withdrew. Okay. I do need to puff some of the canned air at the intake vents of the computer, so I hope the kittens don't freak out. Hazel's already asleep. The litter dust is starting to build up. I do have an air purifier right next to the computer. Let's see. It's okay, you can come over. Jody has the necklace as well. She's got a little bit more defined bikini line. And she also has the white patches underneath, but they're a lot more faint. I believe that when Nigel finally caves and decides to be socialized, he's going to be very sweet. You still got that piece of litter in your butt. Yep, that's a butterfly in a jar. And yep, one day it's going to pass away. And then I replace the batteries because it is a toy. Search for a butterfly in a jar. Last time I looked, a couple years ago, they were going for about under 20 bucks. Alrighty, I'm going to be stepping out now, so enjoy the kittens. Have a nice day. Oh yeah, I still have to pop the computer. Hey, little one, go over there, please. Go on, go on. Shoot, shoot, shoot. No, don't play with that. All done. Alrighty, I'm out of here. Okay, kittens, don't do anything that I wouldn't do.